Today, we're taking a close look at a piece of 1990s hockey history, a game-worn jersey from the final season of the Minnesota North Stars. Let's talk about it. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Jerseys with Josh. This channel is dedicated to all things related to NHL game-worn jerseys. And as I mentioned, today we're taking a close look at a very, very special jersey from the early 90s and the Minnesota North Stars. Let's take a look. All right, many of you are probably pretty familiar with this screenshot, but if not, it's a shot of Basil McRae and Mike Modano from the huge hit, The Mighty Ducks. It came out in the mid-1990s. I was just a youngster, but this movie really hit home for me. And you'll notice that on their jerseys are black as their primary color. And this had a huge impact on me as a kid. And so because of this movie, when I think of the Minnesota North Stars, I think of black as a primary jersey, even though they really only wore it for 2 years. More on that in a minute. But when one of these became available, I couldn't pass it up. So here's some details on the jersey. This 1992-93 Set 1 Minnesota North Stars jersey was worn by enforcer Enrico Ciccone, and that was during the North Stars' final season in Minnesota. And let's talk design for a minute. Why did the North Stars change from green as their primary color to black as their primary color? And they did that because they were preparing to sell the team with a more neutral color scheme than the bright yellow and really, really bright green. And so what you see here is that instead of the yellow, it's now a gold color. It's a little bit more muted. You've got that green in there and the white. You put it all together, it looks really, really sharp. I love the way the crest looks. The way that the top of the star is pointing north and it separates from the star itself. It has the Stanley Cup 100th anniversary patch, which you can see more closely on the right of your screen. Also on the right, you can see the pop threads in the collar from fight use. And if you come back to the left of your screen, you'll see some washed out blood stains from fight use in the bottom, in the white part, and in the top in the right side of the collar as well. Let's talk about the back of the jersey. We'll start at the top with the obvious. This is what we call in the hobby NOBR, or name on back removed. And if you're not into collecting jerseys or you're newer to it, you might wonder, like, why would they take it off? That's so strange. And really, it could be for a number of reasons. Typically, it's because the jersey gets recycled to another player, but I'll also call your attention to the incredible detail. At the lower left of the hem, you can see the Stars logo on the left and the CCM logo, again in that gold stitching, and the NHL shield on the right. And also on the right-hand side of the screen, you can see that there's a team repair on this jersey. It's a little bit easier for you to see with the jersey turned inside out since it's black on black, but you can see it's there. Okay, so let's talk photo match. Older jerseys like this very rarely have a letter of authenticity, so a photo match can help you get a clearer sense of authenticity. And you can click the link above for a video with details on how to photo match if you aren't familiar already. But I spent a lot of time looking at this jersey before I bought it. I always kind of mentally ask myself, okay, jersey, what stories do you have to tell me? And I started with Getty Images, and I wasn't sure what I would find. And sure enough, there was one photo of him wearing this jersey. It was taken at Maple Leaf Gardens on October 18th, 1992. And that October date was consistent with the Set 1 tag of the jersey, which was a great time when I was looking to do that photo match. But still, there wasn't anything super obvious. And it wasn't until I zoomed way into his left arm that I noticed something unusual. Looking at the left arm on the 3 and 39, the spacing is like off center, especially in the green area over the black. So specifically, if you're looking at the top of the 3, the green is too close to the top, and in the center, that fat part in the green is also too close to the top. It's kind of on an angle, and at the bottom, it's way too close to the left. So what you see is my middle of the night, like iPhone picture to myself, which is why I'm writing in like yellow highlighter, like note to self. And it ultimately gave the confidence that I needed to pull the trigger on this jersey because the photos in the listing showed the same thing. And when I got it, there it was, clear as day, a detail so minor I can't imagine anybody would be accurately able to fake it. So if you were wondering, like I sure was, what happened that night in 1992 at Maple Leaf Gardens. The North Stars thumped the Maple Leafs 5-1, and in true 90s fashion, there were 16 penalties that night. One of them at the 12-minute mark in the third period, Enrico Ciccone, 2 minutes for cross-checking. Absolutely incredible. So I did think about and wonder about restoration. Should I restore the nameplate? Um, it's missing. Maybe I should add it. I wasn't sure. So I took to Instagram and I got some really interesting results. It was a 50-50 split among those who voted whether it should be restored or not. I'll have to admit, I was leaning towards doing it. So I'm glad I asked the community. And in the end, I'm not going to restore it. And here's why. First of all, I don't want to mess with it. It's a piece of history the way it is. Do I wish the nameplate was there? Yes, I do. But did buying a name on back removed jersey make it more affordable for me to add to my collection? 100%. Plus, I use an interchangeable frame and I like to display it with the front facing out, especially with that 100-year anniversary patch. And that makes the name on back removed a lot less of a big deal for me. So, this North Stars jersey will remain just the way it is. All right, that'll do it for our jersey analysis today. What do you think of this piece of 90s nostalgia? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the hobby.